Okay, I think we're live on TikTok and almost live on YouTube as well. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Crossword Live, where we solve one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. So, as usual, we have a crossword loaded here, and you can always see the clues toward the top here in green. And I'm Jack, I'll guide us through this puzzle, but these are the most fun when these are collaborative. So if you think you know an answer, then please type the answer into chat, and I will try to incorporate everybody's feedback to get us through this puzzle. These have been really fun the last few days, and I expect no less today. So I'm just gonna set up, make sure I can see everybody's chats for a second. And meanwhile, you guys can work on this first clue that we have loaded. Let's see. Hello, Alexander. Welcome back. And Sergey's here as well. Awesome. Setting up my chats and almost ready to get going here. Okay. Who has come up with a fruit peel? One across. We got a fruit peel to start the day. Great way to start any day. Alexander says skin. Yeah, that seems reasonable. 4 letters fits. Fruit peel is the skin of the fruit, skin of the apple. I like it. Scent. So 4-letter word for scent. Hey, Emery. And what do we have? A 4-letter word for relocate. What are we thinking of those? We got scent, relocate. Yeah, Sergey's saying move for relocate. I like that. That looks pretty good. Let's check these downs, shall we? We have frolic, S blank, M blank. Adored 1, K blank, O blank. Flaring star. What could that one be? Yeah, Alexander had move as well. And let's check this long one for good measure. So we have bureau. Ugh. I feel like bureau is kind of a vague term, and we have a lot of blanks there. So I don't think that's where our success is going to come from. Gil is here and writes Nova for flaring star. That seems right. Fits with the V. A flaring star is definitely Nova, but it means we might have an error in 1 across. So let's rethink what fruit peel could be. If not skin, not peel, what could that be? There's always that moment where hi Laura, hi Esme. There's always that moment where you put an entry in and it contradicts something you had before, and you sort of have to decide which one do you trust more. Do we feel better about Nova or do we feel better about skin? Alexander's saying probably skin is wrong. And Gil writes rind. Good. Yeah, rind also fits with the N, and I think we're back in business. Frolic, R blank, M blank, and adored 1, I blank, O blank. Hi, Luce. Help us solve this crossword puzzle. And let's check out this long one across. Patched a ceiling. Patched a ceiling. I have no idea what that's going to be. I don't think I've ever worked on a ceiling. I'm always reluctant to move on to the next section because there's just something demoralizing about leaving the first corner of a crossword puzzle with blanks in the grid. I mean, normally if we were stuck like this, I would just move on to 5 across, but can we really admit defeat? Who knows what a scent is? 4 letters. Blank, blank, O blank. Katie Green, do you know what a scent is? Luncharoni knows. And what was 4 down? Bureau. I don't know. Starting with a D, like a bureau is a department in government or something. Oh, or it could be, I see. Maybe it's dresser. That kind of bureau. I was thinking a bureau like in government, but a bureau is also a word for like an armoire, a dresser. And we're getting Chris Robert saying Oder and Alexander on YouTube. Nice work. I like that. Oder for scent. It also works with dresser, and I'm feeling a lot better about this section now. We got frolic with one letter missing, adored one with one letter missing, and what's 20 across? Patched a ceiling. Strange, strange stuff. But maybe now while we mull those over, I'll check out what's happening in this second section here. So we have a 4-letter word for price. Esme coming in with plastered. That looks good for patched a ceiling. Plastered. Right, so you use plaster on your ceiling when you need to like patch it up. Interesting. And that's given us our downs. So 1 down, frolic is romp, and adored one is idle. Those are making sense. Chris Robert also had idle. Esme had idle. Nice work, guys. And just like that, we've moved out of the first section. And these plastered and dresser are kind of like inviting us to fill in these crosses right here. Tango need. I'm guessing this is referring to the dance, the tango. And take an oath. Who knows a 5-letter word for take an oath? Sergey's writing 2. Yeah, so 2 for tango. Interesting. That seems good. And now we have an SW going on for take an oath. Hi, Nina. Do you know a 5-letter word for take an oath? Starting with SW? Anastasio also coming in with 2 for 2 to tango. Yep, it takes 2 to tango. It takes many more to solve this crossword puzzle. Swear. People are coming in with swear. That looks good for take an oath. And maybe we should check some of these downs. What's this double E doing? Vocation. And what's 6 down? Wagner works. And then we have a Hebrew feast. I think this event is coming up in just a few weeks. Carmen, Martin, do you know a Hebrew feast? And then we have walked upon. What do we think? Miguel, you got any answers up your sleeve? So we have price at 5 across, copycat at 15 across, and remodel at 18 across. Road. So road for which one? Oh, maybe 8 down, walked upon? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. My hesitation with road is that the clue seems to be a verb. Walked upon is like a past tense verb, and road is a noun. So there's like there's an agreement issue that's bugging me. But let's keep it in for now. Maybe I'm missing something. And then yeah, Bonastasio's writing Seder for Hebrew feast. Good work. Yeah, I think that's coming up for Passover in a couple of weeks. All right, first person to solve next clue gets bragging rights, says Arkadium. So let's see. This is a hard one. I'll give you a hard one for the bragging rights. You got to earn your bragging rights. Vocation with just a double E at the back end. Who's seeing this one? Who wants to earn their bragging rights? This SR is a little concerning, isn't it? Like, even just looking without even remembering the clue, I see like USSR could be a valid crossword entry, but I don't think price is going to be a clue for USSR. So it suggests maybe there's an issue here. Cost. Sear coming in with cost. Yeah, that's looking good for price. Nice. And once again, we're in one of these situations we have to decide whether we feel better about cost or road. And I think I'd already had some hesitations about road, so let's stick with cost for now and see where it goes. Gil comes in with career and earns those bragging rights. A vocation is a career indeed. Very nice. Anyone closer to their Wagner works? And what do we have here? A copycat and remodel. And walked upon. Hello, everyone who's joining. Sierra writing operas for Wagner works. I like that. That seems apt. Yeah, who is having coffee now? I had mine already, because I don't want to be slurping coffee on stream. But this is a great time to be enjoying your coffee with a crossword. All right, only two letters left in this second section. This is kind of a strange word. Um, Sometimes, so I think this is aper, which is a bizarre word that I feel like most of us don't use in real life, but it does show up in crossword puzzles just because short words with relatively common letters show up a lot in crosswords, even if they don't show up in real life. I think to ape is to mimic, to ape someone. So one who mimics is an aper. Little strange. The things you learn when you solve a lot of crosswords. And Chris Robert writing redo for remodel. Looking good, and let's always check the cross for good measure. Walked upon is trod. All right. Smooth sailing, everybody. Smooth sailing. Shooting stars. It's a nice concept. And then what's this one? Completed. Meteors. So you're coming in quick with meteors. Nice work. Laura had that as well. Good job, guys. All right, we all know this one. Leonardo's Blank Lisa. We all know that one. We're all cultured. And Emery gets the kudos. Nice. Andre knew meteors as well. Good work. Yep, Mona Lisa. And now we have always, a four-letter word for always, starting with an E. And what's this? Golfer's pegs. People left me hanging on a golf clue the other day, so I don't think there are golfers in chat. MJ also knew Mona Lisa. Good work. Laura writing and Emery. Oh, and Sear. Everyone, sorry. Trying to keep up. So everyone is writing ever. I'm assuming you mean for always. That makes sense. And now this is looking like over, right? If it's completed, it's done, it's over. Never to be viewed again. Previously named. That's a curious one. Only 3 letters. Who knows this one? Antonio? And what's this? Firebug. Any thoughts on this? Because when I see firebug, I'm thinking of like a firefly. What are those called? Lightning bugs. But I don't see how that's going to fit with what we have in the grid so far. So we need to come up with something else. And then golfer's pegs. Confirmed no golfers in chat because we're still silent as anything on this one. So if we're not feeling good about this section, I'll move on. Trying to decide, maybe we should just go south. We're doing well in the left half of the grid here, so let's stick with it. Billy Blank Williams. Oh yeah, I'm not sure about this. I don't know who Billy Blank Williams is. Gil is coming in with arsonist. Yeah, firebug. Someone who, like a pyro, someone who sets fires and is really into it, I guess. So an arsonist. Nice entry, nice spot, Gil. And then Chris Roberts writing tees. Yeah, I like that. Golfer's pegs, the little pegs that you put the golf ball on before swinging are tees. And let's check this cross. Yeah, this is an interesting word. So previously named. This is, I think, a French word. So né. You say it like before someone's woman's maiden name. If you get married and you change your name, you might say that Hillary Clinton né Rodham. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. French is not my forte. But good work, everybody, getting us through that section. Does anyone know Billy Blank Williams? Billy Blank Williams. And then what do we have here? Brunch dishes. Yesterday's puzzle was full of breakfast stuff. I think we had orange juice, we had sugar cubes, we had maple syrup. Here we might only get one breakfast item. Omelets, nice. Sergey's writing omelets. Oops, that's looking good. Is there more than one way to spell omelet? I'm not sure. Because it kind of looks like the kind of word that could have an E-T-T-E at the end, right? Billy D. Williams. Who is that? Apologies for my ignorance. But that's a good thing about crosswords, right? They teach us things. Fathered, a 5-letter word for fathered. A 5-letter word for make happy. And thickly populated. Wow, we got a lot of people joining. Elvira, Sarah, Gloria. Help us solve this crossword, guys. Who knows a 5-letter word for thickly populated? And 47 down is stationed. And what's this one? Okay, Billy D. Williams was in Star Wars, so it's an actor. Thank you. Thank you for the education. I'll have to look him up after. Who did he play? 51 across a skating jump. So I guess this could be skateboarding or ice skating or maybe even roller skating. And Tony Hawk, yeah. Yeah, if this were referring to skateboarding, it could be something that Tony Hawk does, but not sure what type of skating it is. Because a skating jump in like Tony Hawk's type of skating is an ollie, right? When you jump on your skateboard. But ollie definitely doesn't fit a 51 across. So who's got something for me here? Flat caps, a skating jump, fathered, make happy, thickly populated. And in the crosses we have stationed, banish, showed again. Huh. He played Lando Calrissian. Thank you. Thank you. I learned something today. Alexander writing axle. Yeah, for skating jump. I like this. So I think this is referring to ice skating. And when you jump, double axle, I think is when you spin around twice in the air. Good work, Alexander. And I always like to check the rarest letter first because somehow it's easier to see a 5-letter word with X in this position than a 5-letter word with A in this position because this setup is so much more common than this one. That might just be a personal taste. I don't know what other people do. But I do think this X is helping a little bit with banish. Because banish, 5 blank letters, that was kind of a tall order, but now with this X in place, it really limits the options. And then showed again, often when you have this word again in your crossword clue, it means it's going to be a word that starts with RE. Because RE as a prefix means to do something again, right? Like to repeat. So I don't know exactly what this is going to end up being, but I sort of suspect that this is going to be an R. It's going to be re-something. And we're getting exile from Esme for banish. Oh, Chris wrote expel, which actually also makes sense. So, yeah, we're not 100% sure. We'll need crosses to sort that out. Yeah, and then he writes Expelliarmus. No spell casting in chat. Fathered, make happy, and thickly populated. And we could sort of mentally supply the letters P-E-L as well here in case that turns out to be correct. But we also have more. Emery's coming in with dense. Yeah, I like that. For thickly populated, like a dense crowd. That makes sense. And there's also some evidence in favor of exile over expel. Chris Robert had that as well. And what's going on here? Flat caps. So maybe caps are talking about hats? Like what kind of hats are going to be flat? Like not a top hat, that's the opposite of a flat hat. Yeah, berets. That looks good to me. Because they're sort of flat on your head. And then stationed. Showed again. Fathered. And make happy. What are people thinking? Jamie, who just joined, do you know any of these? Sergey's guessing based for stationed. Yeah, that seems good. Like if you're stationed somewhere, then that's where you're based. I like it. I like it. But do the crosses like it? That's always the big question. Doesn't matter what I like. Make happy. Fathered is all going to reveal showed again. So I think make happy might be elate. Like if you make someone really happy, you elate them. If someone's elated, they're super happy, right? So to make someone happy is to elate them. That leaves one letter in this section. Yeah, and showed again. I think I was onto something when I said this was going to be an RE word. I think this is going to be reran, like showed on TV again. Like when TVs have reruns, they're showing something again. So showed again, you reran it on the airwaves. Yeah, and Sear had sired for fathered. Good spot. Alexander coming in with reran as well. I might have jumped the gun on supplying that. Good work, guys. All right, just like that, we're done. We're done with the entire west of the grid. Fashioned, four-letter word for fashioned, starting with M. And what are these crosses? A pesky insect. Aren't all insects kind of pesky? Hey, Bruno. What do you know about pesky insects? Box tops. Uh, so this is another kind of common crossword type of entry. Um, so this clue, WNW, is west northwest. It's like the compass heading. And so when they say the opposite, they're saying the compass direction that is opposite west northwest on the compass. Um, so basically, all W's are going to become E's. West, the opposite of west is east, and all N's are going to become S's because the opposite of north is south. So the opposite of west northwest is east southeast. Yeah, Sergey knew that. These three letters come up all the time in crosswords. And Sear writing lids for box tops. I like that. Definitely accurate. Yeah, Arkadium has a phobia. Bonastasio's got gnat. They're definitely pesky. You're right. Maybe they are above average pesky for insects. Um, and I agree with Arkadium. I've somewhat of an insect phobia. Checking our crosses, fashioned is made. That makes sense. Like if you fashion something out of sticks or whatnot, then you made it. Cool. Cool, cool. 36 across is gathered. GLE, and then a bunch of blanks. And what do we have here? Gobble up. Gobble up. And let's check this little guy too. Raggedy doll. Someone knows this. Someone had this raggedy doll in their collection. Sears joining from Italy. I'm probably saying that name incorrectly. Apologies. Otherwise. Four-letter word meaning otherwise. Critic Rex blank. I don't know this one. Serena. Okay, good to know. So, yeah, this is gonna be another Billy D. Williams for me. Someone's gonna have to teach me who the critic is. Rex what? I don't know. I'm guessing this is just a person. I mean, Rex is capitalized. Looks like a first name. They're not even telling us what Rex criticizes. Is it film? Is it art? Otherwise, Raggedy Doll. Someone had a Raggedy Doll. And pub orders. What are we thinking? Atom? And we still, the only entry that we actually have letters for is this one, gathered. But it's not the most straightforward clue, is it? Maybe if this section isn't pleasing anybody, we'll move on up here. Try this corner. But I'll keep my eye on chat in case anyone wants to supply anything down here. 9 down. Always start with the shortest. Bottom row key. I'm guessing this is referring to a keyboard. So a 3-letter key. I'm looking at my keyboard right now. I have a Mac. I don't know which kind of computer they're referring to here. We might need some crosses. Purple flower. 5 letters. Immature insect. Wow, this crossword is just teeming with bugs. Alexander coming in with otherwise is else. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes good sense. 24 down is else. I like it. And Serena is guessing alt for bottom row key. Yeah, very plausibly. It's a 3-letter key. I think it is typically on the bottom row of a keyboard. Alexander likes that as well. Let's stick with it. And we can see if these letters help us at all with the crosses. A purple flower starting with an A. An immature insect. So insects are pesky, they're immature. Trick or blank. And I've learned in these crosswords that the exclamation indicates that it's a quote. Sometimes they use actual quotation marks for this, but this line of crosswords that we're doing uses an exclamation. So you should picture someone saying trick or something and fill in the blank. Larva. Sergey coming in. Oh, Sergey and Serena coming in with larva for an immature insect. Exactly. So that's like an early stage of insects. Larva ends up growing into a gnat or whatever it ends up being. Let's stop thinking about it, shall we? And everyone's flooding me with treat. Yep, trick or treat. Halloween. A much more pleasant thought than larva. Any progress on a purple flower, or maybe we should just check the crosses. They're looking more promising. Ironic remark. 11 down, orchard members. Huh. It's a little strange. I don't really think of orchards as having members. Like when I think of orchard, I think of an apple. Sergey writing sarcasm for ironic remark. I like that. That definitely seems right to me. And then what do we have? Avoid. With another blank V vowel construction. And what's 13 down? Classified. And then a 4-letter word for relinquish starting with a C. What are we thinking? Rated. Serena writing rated for classified. Yeah, that sounds good. I like it. Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were meaning by classified, but I guess if you like classify a product, you might rate it. It seems reasonable to me. Esme writing evade for avoid. Good. Yeah, there's, the word elude also is the same. It has a lot of overlapping letters. It's the same length, and it also means to avoid. So sometimes in crosswords you're in this situation. We had the V in place, which helped. But sometimes in crosswords you're in this situation where you have the clue avoid. It's a 5-letter word starting with an E, and you don't know if it's evade or elude, and you gotta wait for crosses. Today it was evade. Good work, Esme. All right, now we have 4/5 of this word in place for a purple flower. There must be a gardener in chat. Aster, Sergey the gardener. Good work. Asters are indeed purple flowers. And then we have relinquish. And what's this one? Deleted. And 11 down, orchard members. Kind of weird. Seed. Serena writes for relinquish. I like that. To give something up, relinquish it, you seed it. Chris is writing trees. That makes sense. Orchard members are trees. Good. and completing the section for us. Chris, Serena, erased is deleted. Everything makes sense. I think we're in good shape. Pub orders, we now have this L and 25 down. Anyone know this critic? They don't even tell us what field. I have no idea. And we can look at the long one here, performance group. Ugh. Not obvious. Ales are pub orders. Good work. Yeah, I think we all earned an ale after this puzzle. It's a little early for me, but not for some of you. Chris wrote tabs for pub orders, which also could have fit, except with the L in place, ales makes a little more sense. It also fits the clue. Hi, Angie. Angie, did you have a raggedy blank doll? Your name almost starts with it. And performance group, and any more progress on gathered? I feel like this entry has just been out here flapping in the wind for ages now. Esme coming in with Raggedy Ann. Yes, exactly. Raggedy Ann was a very popular line of dolls. I guess it still is. And Serena saying ensemble for performance group. I like it. An ensemble, like a stage ensemble. Yep, Anastasio also knew. And Maheen finishing us off with gleaned at 36 across. Gathered is gleaned. Kind of a tough word. It means like to gather information. It's to glean. And as usual, let's check the crosses for good measure. Make sure we're not putting any mistakes in the grid. Gobble up and eat. That makes good sense. And what do we have here? Rex Reed. All right, someone tell me who Rex Reed is. I want to learn. I already learned one thing today, that Billy D. Williams played Lando Calrissian in Star Wars. Now I want to know what Rex Reed likes to criticize. Put up with. And then we have for fear that. And antlered animals. Bear. Interesting. So to put up with, you bear it. Is this the spelling, or is it this one? I'm not sure. And then antlered animals are elks. I like that, Laura. Nice work. Nice work. Yeah, this one might have been hard because you might think Anne is typically spelled A-N-N-E with an E at the end. But I think that's not how the dolls are spelled. All right, slippery fish. We have another animal in this section. And what was this one? For fear that. We can also check the K. Yeah, Esme writes it's bear, spelled like this. Yeah, it's always a tough one to keep straight. So to put up with, like to bear a burden, to put up with a burden. And Laura writing eel for slippery fish. Good work. Nice, nice, nice. And what's this K? Did we do that chore? Blank A, blank K? And we can look at 44 across is accompanies. Task. Everyone's coming in with task for chore. Yeah, that's got to be it. Hi, Tabitha. Tabitha, what's a 7-letter word for twister starting with a T? Go. Tom Thumb. Lukey. 7-letter word for twister. Who's going to get it first? And if not, maybe we should go down to this section here. Just new pastures altogether. 64 down. 64 across. At no time, inverse. Except Esme is supplying me an answer here. For fear that is lest. Yeah. Ooh, and Sergey coming in with tornado. Nice. All right, that's going to unlock a lot for us, I think. 44 across is accompanies. What is that? What is that, Florian? So-so grade. What kind of grade are they talking about here? Now, what's this 52 down? Astonish. Okay, so we have astonish, and what's frog's kin? Okay. A lot of animals in the grid today. We got elk crossing eel, we got gnats, we got larva, and now we have something similar to a frog. Egg on at no time in verse. So in verse makes me think this is going to be like a poetic way of saying something. So it's going to mean at no time, but it's not going to be the normal way we say at no time. It's going to be like in a poem, I think. And then, yeah, Sergey, toad, frog. It's got to be it. If it's not toad, I don't know what it could be. I don't know another, a third animal in that category. Astonish, with the T in place. Make points. Thinking like debate. If you make points, you debate, but obviously that doesn't fit. Infuriate. Planter. And what do we have here? So-so grade, right. Who's setting us up? Maria? You see anything you know? Oh, I didn't see this clue. 50 across is a look of contempt. What do we think for that? 4 blanks and an R. And did we ever look at this? No. Oh, man, I'm missing all sorts of clues in this section. 52 across is a movie showing. That's hard with all these blanks and just an N in the grid. That's why I like to chip away at this stuff with the short words first. So-so grade. Accompanies. Evil Pickles. Nice username. But how are you at crosswords? Do you ever make points? Do you ever get infuriated? Ah, screening. Yeah, movie show? Ooh, good, good, good. That slots in perfectly, doesn't it? Nice work. A movie showing is a screening. And that's going to set us up. That's going to take us home. It's the beginning of the end as far as I'm concerned. Alexander's writing score. Must be for this one. Make points. Ah, score. Oh, so it wasn't about debating. It was about a game. Like in basketball, if you score, you're making points. Yeah. I feel like they intentionally wrote it this way to misdirect in the direction I was thinking of. I think when you make points, you're arguing. But maybe that's because I like to argue and I don't like to play sports. And Chris Roberts saying stun. Also Esme, good work. Astonish, looks like stun. Yeah, the S helped with that. And now hopefully the U will help with this, to egg on. And what's this one? At no time in verse. Yeah, this is a hard one. This is a very crosswordy entry. And we also have a new S on look of contempt. Someone in chat has probably given me a look of contempt for not knowing who Rex Reed and Billy D. Williams are. So what kind of look are you giving me? Yeah, Esme's writing urge to egg on. Good, I like that. And this G, I'm seeing it sort of looks like rage, right? Infuriate is rage. Infuriate would be enrage. Rage is like fury. So that G really brought things into focus there. Of course, I could always be wrong. Accompanies, now we have this E at the beginning, and look of contempt. Cheryl, do you ever look at anyone with contempt? I guess we all do sometimes. And what was this one? Planter. Yeah, we haven't spent much time on this. We haven't spent much time on planter. Yeah, and if this section is too hairy, maybe we go to the last corner. I don't know why I like solving from kind of the top left to the bottom right. There's sort of a natural flow there, but it happens where you get stuck and you just want to make some progress somewhere. So you start looking at other entries. Wrought. Hmm. Wrought blank. Ah, that's tough. River in Egypt. That's not as tough. Someone definitely knows that. And then guys' dates. What do we have? Opera tune? Yeah, Sergey knew it. The river in Egypt is the Nile, of course. Good. Now, whoa, Raggedy Ann, for example. So we have Raggedy Doll Ann here, and now what is Raggedy Ann? In fact, they give it to us right here. Yeah, it's a doll. Nice, nice. All right, only four squares left in this bottom corner here. Change for a five. What are they referring to that? Yeah, Sergey writes Arya every day. I agree. Arya seems to be in every single puzzle. It is an opportune, and these vowel-heavy words, crosswords just love them. Guys' dates looks like gals, right? Guys and gals, I guess. Yeah, we're closing in. We're closing in. Only one section here. Only one letter here, I mean. Yeah, big Raggedy Ann energy in this puzzle today. I don't know what that's about. Honestly, I prefer it to the insects. I'd rather think about Raggedy Ann than larvae and gnats. Who's got this letter here? I also have no one chiming in on any of this stuff. You guys are leaving me all on my own to solve this. Planter? I don't know. You're supposed to know. Accompanies? Maybe I have a thought about that. Yeah, Sergey writes N for this letter. I like that. Yeah, wrought iron. And change for a five, they're thinking like a $5 bill. If you give a five and ask for change, you're gonna get ones in return, right? So that's where ones comes from here. All right, cool. Only one section left. It gave us some trouble already, but if we stick together, yeah. Anastasio escorts, accompanies. If you accompany someone to an event, you might escort them to the event. Great, 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 great. That leaves us with just a couple left in the grid. A so-so grade, a look of contempt, planter, and what's this one? At no time in verse. Cedar, yeah. That's kind of a tough one. But Sergey Esme's gotten it. Laura coming in as well. Nice work. And checking this also looks like a bizarre entry. I think we should imagine an apostrophe here, like ner. This is like I think a contraction for the word never that you might see in poetry. That's why they have in verse in the clue. So at no time is never, and in a poem they might say it like this, contract. But that's a tough entry. All right, last letter. We always do a dramatic drum roll here. Look of contempt crossing a so-so grade. Yeah, Laura's writing sneer, which would imply an E in this spot. And that would say that the so-so grade is a C, like the letter C but spelled out, C-E-E. All right, if this is correct, I think we deserve more than a C for solving this puzzle. Moment of truth, let's see if we get it. Yeah, got the confetti. Nice work, everybody. Nice work. All right, some strange occurrences in today's puzzle. We had Raggedy Ann all over the place, bugs crawling all over our puzzle, but together we persevered. Nice work. Nice work. It's always fun to solve these with you guys. So much more fun than solving alone. And if you liked this, then check out Arkadium. I mean, they have a ton of different games. Even if you just want, if you like this crossword and say, I'd like one a little easier, I'd like one a little harder, they have every different difficulty level you could imagine. They have themed puzzles, they have unthemed puzzles like this one. But then they also have a million other types of games. So you will not get bored if you go to Arkadium and see what they're offering. And we'll be back tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern, with a new puzzle and new wordplay, same company. Looking forward to it. Bye, everybody.